The movie begins with Lex Luthor and the Legion of Doom arriving at the North Pole. He pulls out a device and says the time has come for the Legion of Doom to rule the world in a new world order. He activates the device, and several satellites in orbit begin shooting ice rays at the North Pole. The water begins to freeze, and Cheetah asks why they're freezing the ice instead of melting it. Lex tells her that freezing the water will increase the land on the shores of continents, and Black Manta says they already own the land. Lex says he is a genius who has devised a genius plan, and Superman emerges. He tells Lex that he is a deranged man, and his plan is insane. Superman assembles the Justice League, and the League arrives. He instructs Flash, Aquaman, and Wonder Woman to stop Lex and the Legion of Doom while he, Batman, Robin, and Cyborg fly to the satellites. Flash runs to Lex to take the device, but Lex forms a force field that pushes Flash away. Gorilla Grodd emerges, grabs Flash, and punches him. Superman and the others arrive at the satellites, and Batman shoots at them from his jet. Cyborg and Superman use their lasers to destroy another satellite. Bizarro Superman emerges and attacks Superman and Cyborg. Toyman arrives in his jet and fights against Batman and Robin. Cyborg tries to destroy a satellite, but Captain Cold emerges and freezes him. Batman sees he's in trouble and decides to help. He knocks down Captain Cold, but Bizarro knocks him out. Robin sees it and ejects from the jet against Batman's wishes. The jet hits a satellite and destroys it while Robin saves Batman. Captain Cold enters another satellite and overloads it. The ice beam hits Lex, and they think he is dead. Superman and the others return to land, and Wonder Woman informs him that Lex is dead. Humanity progressed after Lex's death, and 1,000 years passed. In a museum, Dawnstar and Karate Kid stare at a statue of Superman. Karate Kid says he's tired of not being a member of the League and wants to join them in fighting evil. Dawnstar calms him and says the League members have their reasons for not letting them join the League. They continue moving around the museum and find a supervillain exhibit. They see Lex in an iceberg. The computer says he was found several decades after the events of his death, and the Legion of Doom crumbled without him. Karate Kid says he can defeat Lex easily. He uses his special sight to find a weak point on the ice and threatens to destroy it. Dawnstar asks him to stop what he's doing, but he refuses. He prepares to punch the ice by stopping midway, and says he practiced extremely hard to perfect that move. Dawnstar scolds Karate Kid for being reckless and drags him out of the room. The ice begins to crack and eventually shatters. Lex wakes up on the shattered ice and wonders where he is. He walks around and sees items that belong to the Legion of Doom. He sees Grodd in a case and falls as he is frightened. Lex's tapestry shows that he is in the 31st century. He sees Captain Cold's gun and picks it up as he leaves the exhibit. Karate Kid and Dawnstar enter a room, and they see a strange hourglass. They realize it's the Eternity Glass, and it was used to bend space and time. Lex listens as Karate Kid says he wants to use it to go into the future where he is a member of the League. Lex enters the room and freezes Karate Kid and Dawnstar. He takes the Eternity Glass, activates it, and summons the Time Trapper. He orders it to take him back in time, and it opens a portal. Dawnstar frees her hands from the ice and frees Karate Kid instead of attacking Lex because she is scared. Lex goes through the portal, and Karate Kid and Dawnstar follow him. Lex arrives in the past and meets Solomon Grundy and Bizarro Superman. They tell him that the rest of the Legion of Doom is in hiding. Dawnstar and Karate Kid hide as Lex instructs Bizarro and Grundy to summon the rest of the League. Dawnstar and Karate Kid fly out of the ship, and she uses her navigation abilities to help them leave. They arrive at a town and enter a taxi that takes them to the Hall of Justice. The taxi driver asks for his payment, and Dawnstar blesses his car, causing it to fly away. Robin plays video games inside, and Karate Kid breaks a hole through the wall. Robin thinks he is a villain, and a fight ensues. Dawnstar tries to stop the fight, but Robin knocks her down. Superman and the others emerge and stop them from fighting. Wonder Woman apprehends Dawnstar and Karate Kid with her lasso of truth and asks them questions. The lasso makes them tell the truth, and they say they are from the future. Meanwhile, Lex talks to the Legion of Doom, but Grodd, Captain Cold, and Black Manta aren't present. He presents the Time Trapper and makes it bow to them. Karate Kid and Dawnstar tell Superman and the others of their situation. Superman says they can't allow Lex to succeed, and he summons the rest of the League. Lex takes the Eternity Glass to a platform and opens a time portal to the day Superman arrives on Earth. Flash knocks him down, and the other heroes arrive. Lex instructs Bizarro, Toyman, Cheetah, and Grundy to enter the portal and stop the Kent family from finding Superman. Flash, Cyborg, and Aquaman go after them to stop their evil plan. Grundy and the others arrive in the past and enter a store to purchase some clothes. Cyborg and the others also arrive and are shocked at how Kansas looks. The Kents find Superman's ship in a cornfield and find Superman inside. Grundy and Cheetah walk to them and pretend to be farmers. They say that Superman is their baby and lie that the ship is a modern baby carriage. She thanks them for finding him, and Grundy puts them in their car. Cyborg and the others arrive and try to take the baby from them. Toyman puts a rocket under the carriage and tries to escape, but Cyborg knocks him down. Bizarro punches Cyborg and sees that baby Superman is cute. Cheetah runs with the carriage, but Flash snatches it from her. Grundy suddenly hits him as he runs, and Bizarro takes the baby. Flash runs and catches up to Superman and retrieves the baby. He takes him to the Kents and asks them to take good care of him. They then realize that the baby isn't in the clothing, and it's a toy. Bizarro picks up Superman's ship with Superman in it. He throws it, and it leaves Earth's orbit and flies into space. The Time Trapper pushes Superman and the others away as they try to get to Lex. He informs them that there has been a change in the past and there is a paradox in time. The Time Trapper says Superman doesn't belong in that timeline and banishes him. He pushes the others away, and Dawnstar and Karate Kid fall into the water. He says that Superman is the reason the Justice League was formed, and they won't exist if he doesn't exist. He then banishes the rest of the League because they are paradoxes in time. Lex celebrates his victory and allows the Legion of Doom to wreak havoc on the world. Dawnstar and Karate Kid hide in a sewer, and Dawnstar tells him that most stars in the sky are dead, but it takes a long time before their light reaches the Earth. She then sits on the floor and says they are looking at ghosts. Karate Kid apologizes and says they won't be in their current situation if he is calm and patient. Dawnstar apologizes for not being brave enough to attack Lex. They wish they were banished from the timeline like the rest of the League. And Dawnstar gets an idea. She says they can create a paradox by freeing Lex from the ice in the past, so he doesn't make it to the 31st century. Karate Kid agrees and says Lex will be banished and everything will return back to normal. They realize that no one was able to find Lex because they weren't good trackers, but Dawn has the best tracking ability in the galaxy. She says she will need Karate Kid's strength to break the ice, and they agree to the plan. They fly to the North Pole as Dawnstar uses her abilities to guide them. They arrive at a large glacier and enter a cave. Dawnstar and Karate Kid see Grodd, Captain Cold, and Black Manta in the cave. They realize they are all searching for Lex, and Captain Cold says he intentionally froze Lex so he could save him later. Dawnstar informs them that they won't find Lex for almost 1,000 years and suggests they work together. The villains refuse, and a fight ensues. Dawnstar flies around while Karate Kid fights Grodd and the others. She flies in circles, and Karate Kid asks her what's wrong as Grodd grabs him. She says her tracking ability signifies that they have reached Lex, and they realize that Lex is beneath them. Karate Kid frees himself from Grodd's grasp. He finds a weak point in the ice and punches it, causing the entire glacier to get destroyed. Lex emerges from the water, and the ice he is in shatters. Dawnstar uses her powers to heal Lex, and he wakes up. The Time Trapper laughs as Lex holds the Eternity Glass. It informs Lex that the future has been changed, and he is a paradox in the timeline. It banishes him and breaks from its restraints as it picks up the Eternity Glass and laughs. It says it shall do what it wants and decides to cover the world in darkness. Dawnstar and Karate Kid arrive at the ship and hide as they see Time Trapper. They realize they have to stop him, but stand the risk of being banished. They take the risk and walk to the Time Trapper. He informs them that they're too late to stop him, and Superman and the rest of the Justice League emerge. The Time Trapper begins sucking several objects around the world into a vortex, and some members of the League rush to help the civilians. Wonder Woman tries to attack the Time Trapper, but it rapidly ages and deages her as it pushes her away. Superman saves her but struggles to escape the vortex. Batman tries to attack but is pushed away, and Robin is forced to save him. Dawnstar tells Karate Kid that he is the only one who can determine the Time Trapper's weakness. Karate Kid uses his ability to find the Time Trapper's weakness, but all he sees is darkness. He realizes that the Time Trapper is made of dark matter and tells Dawnstar she is the only one who can affect him. Dawnstar gathers courage as she flies to the Time Trapper. She begins glowing and rushes to punch him. She knocks him down, and the Time Trapper is separated from the Eternity Glass. They realize it's his source of power and stop him as he tries to reach it. Robin grabs it and runs away as he chases him, and Batman emerges. He punches the Time Trapper several times and knocks him down. Superman emerges and hits him hard enough to knock him out. Karate Kid instructs Robin to flip the Eternity Glass, and as he flips it, the Time Trapper gets imprisoned in it. The vortex disappears, and the natural disasters around the world stop. Dawnstar and Karate Kid talk to the Justice League outside the Hall of Justice. Superman thanks them for their help and says they are welcome to stay on their team. Dawnstar thanks them but says they have altered the past in too many ways. She uses the Eternity Glass to return to their timeline. Superman realizes he has forgotten something. He flies to the North Pole and sees Lex walking around. He apprehends Lex and says he has a cell waiting for him. Grodd and the others see what happens, and Grodd says he will use his new information to plot their revenge. Dawnstar and Karate Kid arrive in their timeline but see a statue of Lex in the museum instead of Superman. They realize that something is wrong and decide to go back in time. The end. Thank you for watching. Check out these other videos and make sure to subscribe and tap the bell to be notified about our latest videos. See you next time.